We started this morning with the movement. You remember, it was warmth, it became air and light, it became water, and there the physical movement came. You got the sequence? So, warmth, air, light, water, physical. Well, let's say earth, that's nicer in this thing. But you can easily translate it and say here is physical, here is etheric, here is astral. And what's there? Something of the ego may be present. Warmth is necessary for the ego. When the ego is active in the blood, then there is the warmth element. I already said that warmth is necessary for the ego to be present, right? Now, this is in movement. When we digest things from the outside world, we are not able to have that in that way inside our body. If you're not able to transform it, you get an allergic reaction. So let's take, for instance, food substance, and the most mineral food substance we can take in is salt, for instance. Salt is physical. And what happens when you take, when you take salt, you take it in, and what immediately happens is that the saliva comes. So it comes from the physical into the watery, right? And you chew it. When you take a sandwich, you start chewing it, and already in the mouth, substances are changed. When you go on for 33 times chew, 33, then when there's not too much sugar in it, but anyway, when there's not too much sugar in your mouth, sugar is produced. It's changed. It's a pity that there's so much sugar in our food nowadays. But anyway, we need the sugar too. But maybe, in the chewing there is already produced. When you just take grain, pure grain, and you put it in your mouth, how do you call it? Grain? Yeah. You put it and you chew on it, it's getting sweet. Yeah. So, then it goes, you swallow, and it comes in your stomach. And what's the essence, what's inside your stomach? It is, what's it called?
Gastric.
What?
Gastric.
Well, anyway, this sour substance, yeah. Acid, yeah. Everywhere there is this acid element, it's the astral. It's true. Water is water, but that's astral. The astral body comes in. So, in the stomach, you have this element that the astral body also is involved. So you have ether and astral. The physical is gone already. It's, how do you call it? Not diluted, but dissolved. It's dissolved. The physical is dissolved. You chewed it, and that's dissolved. And then the astral comes in. And then it comes into the blood. Or it goes further. Anyway, the liver does something else, and so forth. It goes further into the process. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a teacher, lower grades. So I only tell what I know. Upper biology teacher knows more of it. But anyway, it comes into the blood, and then it comes into the cells, and then the breathing, on another way, also through the blood, brings in the oxygen. So there is this connection between oxygen and food substance, that it is, that's the metabolism in the cells. That is all in this realm here, etheric, astral. And then, at the end, nothing of what was in the outside world, nothing that you took in as food substance from the outside world into your body, everything has been destroyed. Nothing is left. Nothing is left. It even went over from this sour, watery element into warmth. Nothing of the substance is left. Don't think you eat a carrot and then somewhere in your cells some carrot is left. That's not true. But the ego takes it up as food substance, which is not food substance in the materialistic thing, as matter. I mean, but it's warm, and from that the ether can produce new substance. And every cell in our body, which we have built up from our food substance, as normal science says, none of the DNA, our own DNA, is in every cell. So this imprint of the ego is imprinted in every cell. So when we build up our body and we how did you say that? We remodel every cell during every 7 years. The blood quicker and the other cells slower. The teeth only once. Every cell has an imprint in the DNA of the ego. You getting that? So that is what's happening. It's an imprint from the ego. It went from the outside world through our metabolic system. Then at the end, nothing is left of the physical, but the ego is able to get it through warmth, produce something new, and imprint its individuality, its individual, I don't know what the name is, but imprint is the word. Imprint in every cell. That's why my liver cannot be just easily, what's the word? Transplanted into one another. Because you immediately will react with an allergic reaction. So you need medicine to avoid this allergic reaction. It's great what they can do. Or heart and so forth. But they want to avoid this allergic reaction because the ego cannot have that. That it's something strange to the body. Well, anyway, this process is the same in the senses. It's exactly the same sequence. So when we perceive something, the sight is the easiest to understand. We perceive something, a color, because the eye is for color and for light, not for letters, but for light and color. We perceive it, we take it in. This light comes into our eye and falls on the retina. That's still physical. That's a physical process. That's where the human eye is a model for the camera. The same laws. It's all here. It comes on the retina, upside down, left and right reversed. Then the ether body reacts. Because by the light coming on your retina, the retina is destroyed. So something must happen to get that, how do you say that? Restored. Restored is the word, to get it restored. So the ether body is active. Then the astral body is active as well, because it needs to come from the sensory organ inward to the inside. And be connected with the soul. So we went already through that. So the astral body must be active as well. And at the end, the ego must grasp what was originally there as an image, connect itself with it. So the soul must connect. Soul, astral is soul, isn't it? Yeah. Astral must connect with it. The ego must connect with it as well. And then this needs to be imprinted. The ego needs to imprint it. And where does it imprint? In the etheric. So visual is imprinted in the etheric of the lower limbs. Imprinted. Like that. Even it needs to go into the etheric and then first to the physical and then. Maybe it's even that. But anyway. And the auditory information, it's imprinted there in the head. It's really this process. Now, that counts for every sense. All of the 12. All of the 13. All of them. So when the ego is not present and doesn't do this imprinting, the memory is disturbed.